Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome to Tricky Jim, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, my name's Andrew Mahone. I'm a world-class Pokemon trading card game player and regional champion. In today's video, I'm going to show off the best way to play Gyarados EX, a deck that absolutely handles the new Celebi EX, while also competing with many of the other best decks in TCG Pocket. I think that Gyarados EX has a chance to be a top deck in TCG Pocket, and not a lot of people are talking about it yet because it's not the most straightforward deck to build, and figuring out the exact 20 cards that you want in your deck is not as easy as it is to figure out the best 20 cards in a Celebi EX deck. So I think this deck is going to be making some huge waves in the weeks and months ahead, and I'm really excited to show off the deck list as well as some games from stream today. So let's get right into it. Right off the bat, let's take a moment to appreciate just how massive Gyarados EX is. This is a Stage 1 Pokemon EX with 180 hit points. That's as much HP as a Blastoise EX. That's as much HP as a Charizard EX. In fact, it is the second highest total of hit points you can have in TCG Pocket right now, and it's only a Stage 1 Pokemon. It does, of course, evolve from the very tiny Magikarp, but even Magikarp is pretty good since it has the Leap Out attack, which allows you to switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon, allowing you to conserve your energy and hide a Magikarp on the bench to evolve into Gyarados later. Rampaging Whirlpool is expensive, but it is 100% worth building a deck around. When you consider Gyarados EX's bulk, it's not like it's going to be getting one-hit KO'd by almost anything anyways. For 3 water and a colorless energy, Rampaging Whirlpool does 140 damage, and you get to discard a random energy from among all of the energy attached to all Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So Rampaging Whirlpool takes key one-hit knockouts against Celebi EX, Mew EX, Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres EX, Starmie EX, and with a Giovanni, you can even one-hit KO Mewtwo EX. The added effect of discarding a random energy is also insane, since you don't usually mind if you discard an energy from yourself, you can just attach another energy and continue swinging the following turn. But sometimes your opponent needs those energies on the bench to have an attacker ready to take on Gyarados, and being able to disrupt that before they get that attacker fully powered up is incredibly strong. So Gyarados is nuts. Got it. All we have to do is power it up and then sweep the opponent's board. Easy as that. And it actually is pretty easy thanks to the new Vaporeon from Mythical Island with its Washout ability. Washout says as often as you like during your turn, you can move a water energy from one of your benched water Pokemon to your active water Pokemon. In practice, this allows you to make some really cool plays, like getting a turn 4 Gyarados even if you don't get Magikarp down until turn 2 or 3. It can also allow you to move all of your energy from a damaged Gyarados EX to a fresh Gyarados EX so that you can continue swinging with a new Gyarados. The flexibility of Vaporeon really holds this whole deck together and is one of the only reasons this deck works in my opinion. I also think that this deck is a perfect candidate for my boy Chatot. Chatot is my favorite card from Mythical Island, and I think this card is just so cool. I mean, it gives your deck a completely unique function for just one card slot, the ability to shuffle your hand into your deck and draw a card for each card in your opponent's hand. There are no other cards in TCG Pocket that allow you to just completely reset your hand and draw a bunch of cards. Chatot is a one of one in that situation. Now sometimes Chatot can mess up your prize trade, like in the Celebi EX deck. If your opponent knocks out Chatot and then knocks out Celebi, which is pretty easy to do, then they win the game. But it works here because Gyarados EX is not easy to knock out, and a lot of times you're going to force your opponent to knock out 2 single prize Pokemon and then finish the game with 2 Gyarados EX that your opponent is unable to deal with. Getting Chatot into the active spot is super easy. We play 2 copies of Leaf, and you can always use Magikarp's Leap Out attack to push Chatot into the active. And thanks to Misty, you don't always miss out on that extra energy attachment since you have ways to skip ahead in energy later in the game. And then finally, Lapras actually works quite well in this deck. It's just a beefy single prize Pokemon that can retreat for free with Leaf, and its Hydro Pump attack does a respectable amount of damage, though you do need a lot of energy in order to power it up. Lapras is great for breaking those stalemate situations where both you and your opponent have a big one-hit KO attacker sitting on the bench, and you just need a single prize Pokemon to lead the charge so that you can break that stalemate. Lapras is actually fantastic for that, and I've found is worth including as a one-of. Vaporeon can also attack in a pinch, but most of the time, you just want Vaporeon chilling on the bench. I think the Gyarados EX deck is very much the real deal. I think it's the best way to play Water in TCG Pocket after Mythical Island, and since it has a favorable Celebi EX matchup and can go toe-to-toe with anything else, I consider it a top deck in the format right now, which is really exciting for Gyarados fans such as myself. Check out the gameplay from my Twitch stream ahead, and let me know what you think of Gyarados EX in the comments below. Playing against Celebi right now. We've got a fine start. Double Carp. Chatot off the Pokeball. Dang it. Alright, that would have been sick though, because then I could shuffle my hand into my deck and draw more cards. But we don't have that, so that's okay. We'll just go Leap out. Get the Magikarp out of there. Switch into Lapras. And I have Double Leaf in hand. We do want to find our other basics. An Eevee would be good. Yeah, we'll take the Eevee. Alright, that's great. And then we can just... Do we think that they'll double heads flip, knock out my Lapras? I'm going to say they definitely could do that. So we're actually just going to keep attaching to the... we're just going to keep attaching to the Magikarp. And just say, alright, I'm going to just sandbag until I draw into Gyarados. And then we're going to evolve into Gyarados. And then we are going to sweep this Celebi deck. See, I told you. You can't trust these Celebi out here. You really can't. It's kind of messed up. Alright. Here comes Magikarp. Chatot. We'll take it. Yup. Yup. It's fine. It's fine. Leaf. And Mimic for a huge draw. I'm really hoping for, like, Gyarados Misty. Let's go, baby. See, no other card in Pocket can do that, guys. No other card. That's what, like, look how insane that card is. No other card can do that. No other card can turn a game around like that. No other card is the only card in the whole game that can do that. And now look at us. Now look at us. Look at how this game is turned around completely. Absolutely nuts. I could barely see all these cards in my hand. There's so many of them. And I'm still flipping tails on Misty. That's okay. Honestly, this hand is kind of insane, so... I think I'm chilling. Pass. They've got the new Executor. Psychic. For each energy attached to opponent. Whoa. 2, 4, 6, 8. 160. Don't love that. But that's okay. And then we've got Gary coming in with the Sabrina. Nope. No, we don't. All right, so, you know, I hate this, but there just is a chance that my opponent wins this game if they flip 4 heads. That's it. So, we retreat into Gary. I can Misty to my other Gary, sure. Let's go. If I discard their energy, that would be big. So we're hoping. Rampaging Whirlpool. Yeah, Misty misplay. You're right, you're right. We want to limit the amount of energy. Where did it discard the energy from? The active? Yes, that is interesting. I've never really run into that before, but that makes sense. You want to weirdly, like, limit the amount of energy that you have in play so that you're more likely to hit your opponent's energy off of Gyarados. So we can go Leaf here and take the knockout with Vaporeon. Yeah. That is the way. That's the way we win. We wash out from Big Dog over here. I guess, I don't know. Yeah, the Misty did allow me to do this, which is cool, right? So, impossible to say if it's bad or not. And now we have them checkmated. See, that was kind of fun. It was a fun little game there. Outmaneuvered. Vape Dog out here doing its thing. Gary out here being intimidating as all get out. Chatot. Chatot, MVP. MVP Chatot. Has the Chatot's propaganda begun? Looks like I'm up against a Celebi deck. We're going second. We've got a pretty solid opening. And I'm actually going to research first and then Pokeball because I want to find my basics, right? Like, ideally, I would have found maybe a Magikarp or a... or an Eevee there. We do end up finding the Eevee. That's fine. We'll just attach here and pass. And as funny as it is, it's not actually even worth sending an energy to Lapras. We just want to kind of keep the energy safe until it ends up on Gyarados. And that's something that the Vaporeon does really well in this deck, is it makes it so that you never miss an energy drop, essentially. So that's really cool, because even though I didn't find the Magikarp yet, I find Magikarp now, and now all of a sudden, I can, you know, move that energy at a later time to the Magikarp. So we're chilling. And then we pass. We hope my opponent doesn't sack us. We probably put down Eevee. I mean, everything else is looking beautiful right now. So nothing else we need to do. Just kind of continue moving along. Hope they don't double heads flip. It would be wonderful to have one more turn. See, that's great. Double tails even. Wow, this never happens. I can't believe it. That never happens. All right. And here is Gary. That's right. And here is Misty. Give us a heads. Thank you. Oh yeah, dude, you're cooked. This game's over. I mean, like, legitimately, pack it up already. It's crazy how much Gyarados just answers Celebi. To a point where I've got the Gyarados out, It's basically checkmate on board. They don't even want to knock out my Lapras. If you knock out my Lapras, it's just going to get bad for you. Holy moly, dude. That's crazy. Oh yeah, you're roasted. Leave. Get bent. Absolutely wrecked. Yup. Rampaging Whirlpool. GG's. Lapdog. Lapdog. I don't think I ever realized that there was a surfing Pikachu in the background of the Lapras. That's really cool. No, Kazu, I haven't tested Pidgeot EX yet. I don't like that Pidgeot EX takes 3 energy and you can't accelerate to it. That's kind of my beef with Pidgeot. And also somewhat depends on your opponent to play into it. Alright, I want more basics first, so I'm going to research without playing the Pokeball, because ideally I want to find Magikarp and Eevee. You know, I've already got Gyarados in hand, right? So all I really want to do is just find my basics, and that's exactly what we're finding. Basics, we're stabilizing, perfect. And then over the course of the next 2 turns, I can just let those Misties fly. That's fine. Pass. And then we've got 2 Misty, Gyarados, I mean, ready to roll. This is an interesting inclusion in the Celebi deck. By attaching to the Celebi EX deck, by attaching to the Celebi EX here, they're kind of signaling to me that they've already got the superior in hand. They don't even need to find a friend, because they've already got it. They've already got it all going on. But that's okay. So do I. Look at this. Gary out in full force. Misty ready to flip a tails. Yes. Let's go, Misty. Just like that. Perfection. Thank you. And we'll go here. Bench the Carp. Pass. That's right. That's what intimidation feels like. It's okay, Misty. All you need is 1 heads this next turn, and we are chilling. And they've got the Leaf to pivot their Caterpie out. My opponent fears nothing. They are going for it. All they need is 2 heads. Two heads out of 4 on average. They should get there. And they do. Now, what do we think? Do we think I can flip 1 heads on Misty? You've got to say yeah. You've got to believe in your Pokemon. You've got to believe in their ability to produce when the game is on the line. It's fine. Great. Just great. Classic Misty situation. There's no way they got 4 heads here. All right. Do they have a way to do 30 damage, though? Is it still frozen? It's not still frozen. We fixed it. All right. Metapod? They would have to have Leaf and a second Celebi, and then flip 1 heads out of 2. There's no way they play Metapod, guys. Come on. No. There's no pod. There's no pod. Gyarados! Insane. That's a 0 Misty Heads game right there. Didn't even need it. The Chatot. Oh my gosh. The Chatot haters are in shambles right now. Look at this miserable hand. And we are about to turn it around. Just like that. Mimic. Give me a new one. Let's go. Surely my new hand... Oh, yeah, my new hand is going crazy. Chris asked, do I play the game on a Mac or just stream my... I stream my iPhone. There's like a little phone mirroring function that works directly from the iPhone. All right, they got Raichu. Energy to Pikachu. I think we can win this one. This is going well. The Chatot, I'm telling you, MVP. MVP. Look at this insane hand. Like, no other card can just get you a pop-off like this. It is not possible. We went from 0 to hero instantaneously. Misty, we need 3 heads. Make the people believe. 1 heads? I'll take 1 heads. That's fine. I don't even want a Chatot. You did good, bud. Oh, I'd be so greedy to Chatot. Don't. Okay. We just go Gyarados this next turn. Flip 1 more heads on Misty. The question is... do we just promote... Yes, we do promote the Magikarp because you can always leap out, right? So you promote the Magikarp, you go for the Misty. Oh, yeah, leap out's crazy. All right. I see, I see. Yeah, check this out. And if we flip heads on Misty, we evolve and go. And if we don't, we leap out. Come on. 1 more heads, Misty. You can do it. That's right! Let's go! Slay the Pikachu deck. Yes. Yes. Thanks to Chatot. All right, we're up against Celebi, presumably, with Dhelmise. I've got research in hand, but I do want to just find as many basics as I can, so I'm going to hold the Pokeball because I'm not just looking for 1 basic, right? We're looking for... and that's exactly why, right? We were looking for Magikarp and Eevee, and since we're looking for both of those, using the Pokeball after the research actually gives us a higher chance of being able to find both, because we could hit either off of the research and then have a higher chance of finding the other off of Pokeball. But since we were looking for multiple basics, that's the best way to do it. Now we've got Gary and Double Misty just in hand, ready to go, right? So we're just going to start pumping this thing and see if we can flip any heads on Misties. Let's go. All right. And next turn, I start swinging for 140 with 180 hit point Pokemon. That's just what it is. That's the power of Gyarados right there. That's nuts. That's a turn 3 rampaging Whirlpool. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely nuts. My opponent is, you know, Still just got a Delmise with 1 energy on it. I mean, that's it. They have to attach to Celebi, but we are about to ramp up the pace of this game by a whole lot. And we've got the Vape Dog. You know, big Vape Dog hours out here. Leaf. Pivot. Here comes Gary. Rampaging Whirlpool. Not likely, but I could discard the energy attached to the Celebi. Did we discard the energy to the Delmise? I actually didn't know if that was possible. That's interesting. So you can knock an energy off of the Pokemon that you're knocking out. I don't know that I've ever seen that happen, but that's kind of cool to know that that is an option. And then they just cannot win. They have to go and try to buy time. I can send up Lapdog. And then if I Misty flip 1 heads, retreat, KO, or top deck Leaf. The Mew EX in here, that's interesting. So they are just trying to stall for time. But we are not going to give them time, chatters. No, we are not. Here we go. Misty heads, retreat, game. Dang it. It's fine. Just attach an energy to Gary. Pass. They got the Superior now. X speed. Are they going to pivot into something else? They're going to pivot into their Superior. I don't really think it matters since I'm up on the prize trade here. Like, they can dance around. But it doesn't really make a difference. So the question is, do I retreat? Because they could flip. If I knock out the Superior, they could flip 4 heads. I think we just play the wait game, right? Like, I just start hitting with Hydro Pump. 2 energy. That's fine. They won't flip 4. I know, right? Or I could top deck a Sabrina. Yeah, I could find Sabrina still. I think it's okay. Because what? They have all 3 EXs on the bench. So I have to think of, like, what are my ways to lose this game? So now, if I attach here and I wash out 2 from the Gyarados, now I can start pressuring this way, right? And we actually take this knockout. Yeah, this is correct. And this is why the Lapras is actually good, right? Because the Lapras is allowing us to play out of this stalemate situation. You see? Like, we kind of needed that option. I'm feeling the Gary lifestyle. We're up against a water deck, and I would like to find more basics, so I'm going to play the research first and then the Pokeball. Specifically, I want to see if we can't find maybe like a Chatot or something. That would be really cool. Yeah! Let's go. I mean, look at the power that we've got here. This is crazy. Vaporeon, we've got Leaf, we've got Gyarados, we've got everybody right here. Chatot seems like an insane card to include. It's just a one of, right? It's one deck slot. And it gives your deck the ability to do something that it otherwise could not do. Which is what's insane to me about it. Like, it's not like it's disrupting the effectiveness of your deck, really. It's just one slot. Let's go research one. We did find Misty, so that's okay. So we can evolve into Vaporeon and attach to Gary and bench this Eevee and pass. Well, let's go. This seems like a very solid space for us to be in. Do they have the Starmie? They do. They're gonna swing for 90. They will. So we ask ourselves, all right, what do we really want to do this turn? It's ideal to just try and get as many energy into play as possible with Misty. So we just go for the Misty. We flip like 5 heads. Yeah, so hype. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to go here and pass. And then we're just going to sack Chatot, probably. And then we're going to bring up Gyarados and we're going to sweep. It's going to be Gary game. Now, it'd be nice to find another Magikarp so that my opponent then doesn't win with a Sabrina. That, or I could find my other Vaporeon, because they can't knock out Vaporeon in one hit either. And we just send this guy up because we need one more turn, because we flip tails on Misty. That does not help us. Go here, pass. And then hope for a Vaporeon. Yeah. Hope for a Vaporeon. Because we have to assume that they have Sabrina in their hand. I mean, it's a very aggressive deck, right? I mean, it's possible. Yo, what's up, Sky Ace? Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. 5 cards left in deck. Not likely that they would have both Sabrina in the bottom couple cards. So we're hoping for Vaporeon off the top. That would be great. Please, 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 please. Lapras? All right, that actually does it. Okay, cool. We're in there. And then Rampaging Whirlpool, and we should just win. And we don't discard an energy from ourselves. Let's go. And that is the Gary sweep, just like that. The Gary sweep. 180 hit points. He's huge, man. Sabrina, you are 10 damage short. And I've got double leaf in hand. Unless you red card here, in which case I would be extremely salty. There we go. GG's. Leaf. Gary. Whirlpool. Game. Blammo. I can't believe it. I'm going to be honest. Gyarados seemed like an attacker that just cost too many energy. But when you think about it, like, no, why would it be, right? Because I used to like playing the Blastoise deck. That thing took 5 energy. Charizard takes 4 energy. Mewtwo takes 4 energy. That's not too many energy. Plus it has 180 hit points. Ridiculous. So, unlike Mewtwo, it's not going down in 1 hit. Yeah, if Vaporeon doesn't exist, it might be too much. Alright, we are up against the Celebi deck. I've got a great opening hand. We'll start off with Pokeball, see if I can find a Magikarp. Yup. And then we've got Magikarp, we've got Eevee, we've got Research. And that's a pass from me. Solid opening. We got Gary ready to go. We got Vaporeon ready to go. We've got a Misty ready to go. And we've got a scary Celebi deck that is going second. Obviously, you have to be wary of Celebi anytime that playing against it. They can one-hit KO anything if they flip enough heads. And they've got the Chatot. Oh, man. I love the bird technology. That is so hype. And they go Mimic for 4. Extremely cool. Love to see that. And we're going to see if we can't flip a heads on this Misty this next turn. It's got to be Misty, yeah. Because if I research too, then that just allows them to draw more cards off Chatot. So it's not what I want. We want to actually have them draw nothing off Chatot. Nothing. That's right. Nothing. You want to just like go for the knockout with Eevee? 3 heads? You guys feeling lucky? Even though, like, over the course of 2 turns, I'm feeling it. Yeah. 3 heads right here. Yup. It would have been sick though. Okay, limited their draw by limiting my hand. So no big Chatot moves this turn. But I do want to make sure that I'm not too far behind on energy once that Celebi gets out and swinging. I know. Is the other Eevee just better? I don't know. People were telling me this one's better, but why should I believe anybody? There's no way you Mimic for 2 here. Is Gyarados good? Gyarados is broken. Yeah, they're passing. Okay. Leaf Pokeball. Pokeball. Okay, another Magikarp. Carp. Energy. Continuous steps. So now the problem is if my opponent decides to come up with their Celebi and double heads flip my Eevee, that gets a little bit stressful. Are they going to go for it? It would be nice to keep this Eevee in my back pocket so that I could maybe get the energy off of it with a Vaporeon later, once I find one. And they are going to go for it. All right, I need you to flip one Tails. At least. Just one Tails. Give me a turn. Sabrina? Okay, this is actually insane. I can't believe that they did this. This does not seem correct. Because I'm going to feed you Vaporeon, and you cannot knock out Vaporeon. And they would have gotten the KO, too! If not for the mistimed Sabrina. And I've got the Vaporeon, too! Oh, yeah, you lose. Pack it up. Pass. And then next turn, I just wash out to Gyarados, knockout game. There is... Okay, I shouldn't discount it that much. There is a route that my opponent could play. If my opponent attaches to the benched Celebi this turn, and then... which they didn't do, but if they had attached to the benched Celebi, then they do have... If they flip 4 heads the following turn, then they would win. They were correct to attach to the active, all right? They knew that they were about to flip like 5 tails there. But that should just be a wrap. We wash out to the Gyarados. We Rampaging Whirlpool. Got Misty as well. Yup, that card does nothing. That's fine. Don't even need it. Don't even need it. What do we need it for? Nothing. Double Gary. Rampaging Whirlpool. 140 damage. We discard our own energy, but it doesn't really matter. I've got Leaf in hand. If they play Sabrina again, we send up Vaporeon. Max they can do is 100 damage. We go Leaf, Retreat, Knockout. We clear anything on their board. That's it. That is all. Sabrina, it's got to be him. I guess it could be this other Gary, and I could just move all the energy to it. It doesn't really matter. I guess technically sending the other Gary is correct because they can't knock it out. And they could play a red card to get the Leaf out of my hand. Right? So, sure. It's technically correct to send the other Gyarados. But it do not matter. Let's go. I love how Leaf makes so many more strategies playable. Leaf makes so many decks that just otherwise would not work. It is a wonderfully designed card. Love it. And that's GG's. GG's. This deck is it, dude. This deck is it. I'm saying. That does it for the Gyarados EX video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where I stream live Pokemon trading card game content, just like the stuff you watched here, every weekday. If you're not into Twitch, I'm actually going to start live streaming to Twitch and the Tricky Jim VODs YouTube channel, where I upload all of my stream VODs for you to watch right here on YouTube. Soon, like within a week or so, you'll be able to watch the stream live on YouTube on the Tricky Jim VODs YouTube channel. The link is in the description below, so definitely make sure to give that channel a follow as well. Y'all take it easy and have a good one. See ya.